I mean, look, Lautaro Martinez, great player, great striker. I mean, he's having the season of his life, kind of under the radar, to be honest with you, because you know he's an Inter Milan, a club that's a big, big club in Europe. He is a respected club. I mean, you can't say enough things about Inter Milan. Some people could say they're the biggest club in Italy. Some people might think Milan or Juventus, but some people will say Inter Milan. So he's playing in a great club, in a great environment, and he's doing his thing. He's got his club to the finals of the Champions League. That is the top of the top of the cream right there. And so he is having a great season. He scored 1-0 on the victory against Milan, the derby for the Champions League to reach the Champions League finals. So he's doing his thing. So can he be a Ballon d'Or? I mean, you see it right there. He's scoring goals. He's doing his thing, man. Shout out to M Show, by the way. We're using your highlights. Thank you so much for letting us do that. But I mean, you can see right there, like he doesn't only score goals, but he creates some plays. He's not the greatest passer, but he can do a lot of that. He can definitely rebound. He can do a lot of, he's just a striker, a pure striker. You know what I mean? And a hunter, somebody that's just ready and always appears in order for Inter Milan to prevail. So can he be Ballon d'Or? Not necessarily somebody you think of. I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, the Ballon d'Or has been somebody that's actually, you know, that's well known around the world. A lot of people say, well, it doesn't matter. You should be, if you're playing good, if you're the best player in the world. Well, is Lautaro the best player in the world? Right now, 101 goals for the club and 27 for this season alone. He has scored 27 goals this season for Inter Milan. I mean, he's gotten his best ever scoring tally during the single campaign. That's in addition to 10 assists. He's got 10 assists for Real Madrid, not Real Madrid. By the way, Real Madrid, he sounded for Real Madrid after a while back. He also sounded for Barcelona, but it sounded like they wanted him, and definitely Real Madrid. I'm not going to say that they asked for him or that they were ready to negotiate for him, but I mean, I can say that, he is a player of interest. Could be, as far as Ballon d'Or, I'm not sure I'm there yet. I'm not sure. 27 goals is a lot. We'll see what he does for champions for the finals too. You see, this is kind of in a sense, unfair, simply because, like, if you would have counted like last year when the World Cup was going on, a lot of people will take that year in consideration, and if you did bad for your club and you play well for the World Cup, they will put you in that consideration. It doesn't matter. And, the World Cup is only 1 month. So it doesn't really matter what you did all year. It's kind of like when Messi, they wanted to have Messi win his, Ballon d'Or. I don't know if it's his 7th or 8th. I think he has 7 already, so it would be his 8th. And they wanted him to do that, because he won the World Cup. But what about the whole year? People have been playing and doing their thing. Champions League, this year there's no World Cup. And there's no really other tournament that will, that will make you think, who else could it be other than these, possibly these guys playing the finals? Who could it be? You got Inter Milan. I'm sure they did something. They did something to get there. Who was their best player? You can say Lautaro Martinez. Lukaku also, as we see him on screen. I mean, he was doing his thing all year. But also you got other players on the other side. What about Haaland? Does he need to be in that conversation? I mean, he's been scoring goals. To me, I think Haaland has a better case because he's been scoring goal. I mean, he's just been killing it. And he's been killing it in a league that is really, really difficult to play. and that is the Premier League. A lot of people will say this Serie A is the toughest player for a striker because they're defensive minded teams. You know, they have defensive schemes that other leagues don't. Some people might say that. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but he's been almost uh, mostly perfect for Inter Milan this season. And I mean, I don't know. 25 years old, you know, I think he's also a World Cup winner, of course, with Argentina. He wasn't a starter. He lost his position in the first in the group stage because Julian Alvarez was better at the time, and their coach, their manager, uh, realized that and took him out. So I mean, that actually counts against them a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But he came out and said, you know, that he was ready. That you know, he came out and said a lot of things. But this article was shared with me, wrote by Emily Wilson, and I was like, man, this would be an interesting thing to talk about. You know, I didn't expect it to be the first thing we talk about on the show, but that's how production they have their everything lined up. So, all right, well, we got that out the way, and we'll see what happens. And if you think Lautaro you know, should be part of that talk, I mean, I can tell you this. I think it would be. I think he deservingly would be a nice choice to have. I don't think he's a no-brainer, the winner. I don't think that. I mean, I think Erling Haaland has a better choice. I also don't see as many players I don't see as many players that are, worthy of this season. Like I said, Haaland, but also he's been doing tremendous things. He's been doing good things. Haaland could have played for Real Madrid as well, but he wasn't. He didn't want to, or his dad didn't want him to.